Have you ever felt like the odds were stacked against you? Was the task ahead just too big or too daunting? Get ready because we are exploring an ancient story with seriously modern lessons. Picture this: Jerusalem, 445 BC. The city walls are in ruins and the people are demoralized. Enter Nehemiah, a man with a vision and a whole lot of determination. But here's the kicker: he wasn't a contractor or a stonemason. He was a cupbearer to the king. Talk about being out of your comfort zone. At first glance, a 2,500-year-old story about rebuilding walls might seem distant from your life. But stick with us, because Nehemiah's journey is packed with lessons that are just as relevant today as they were back then. You'll be surprised how much you can relate to his experiences. Let's set the scene. Nehemiah hears about the state of Jerusalem and is heartbroken. He doesn't just shrug and say, "That's too bad." No, he takes action. He prays, plans, and then approaches the king for help. And guess what? The king listens. Now think about your own life. Maybe you're not rebuilding city walls, but you might be facing a daunting project at work, trying to start a business, or even attempting to rebuild relationships in your community. The first step: having the courage to act. But here's where it gets really interesting. Nehemiah doesn't just show up in Jerusalem and start stacking bricks. He builds a team. He inspects the walls, gathers the people, and casts a vision. He says, "Come, let us build the wall of Jerusalem, that we may no longer suffer derision." Sound familiar? It should, because whether you're leading a startup, managing a team at work, or organizing a community project, success rarely comes from doing it alone. It's about inspiring others to join your cause. Building a team not only lightens the load, but also brings diverse perspectives and skills to the table, making your journey more enriching and rewarding. Now let's talk opposition. Let's face it, any worthwhile endeavor will face some pushback. For Nehemiah, it came in the form of Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem. These guys mocked the project, spread rumors, and even threatened violence. But Nehemiah didn't let it stop him. He adapted. When threats of violence came, he armed his workers. One hand on the trowel, one hand on the sword. Now that's what you call multitasking. His resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity are truly inspiring, showing us that no challenge is insurmountable if we're willing to adapt and persevere. In our modern world, opposition might look different. It could be naysayers in your office, online trolls, or even your own self-doubt. But the lesson remains the same. Stay focused on your goal, be prepared to adapt, and keep moving forward. Let's pause for a moment and consider a modern example. Think about Malala Yousafzai. Here's a young girl who stood up for education in Pakistan, facing incredible opposition, including a violent attack. But did she give up? No. She adapted, she persevered, and she built a team of supporters around the world. Or consider a business scenario. Imagine you're leading a team tasked with implementing a new software system in your company. You've got skeptical employees, tight deadlines, and unforeseen technical issues. Sound familiar? It's not so different from rebuilding a wall, is it? So, what can we learn from Nehemiah's playbook? 1. Start with a clear vision. Nehemiah knew exactly what needed to be done. Do you have a clear picture of your goal? 2. Build a team. Nehemiah rallied the people of Jerusalem. Who are the key players you need to bring on board? 3. Adapt to challenges. When faced with threats, Nehemiah adjusted his strategy. How flexible are you when obstacles arise? 4. Stay focused. Despite mockery and opposition, Nehemiah kept his eyes on the goal. Can you maintain your focus when things get tough? 5. Celebrate progress. Nehemiah marked the completion of the wall with a great celebration. Do you take time to acknowledge and celebrate milestones? Now, here's where it gets really exciting. Nehemiah's wall wasn't just about bricks and mortar. It was about restoring dignity, unity, and purpose to a demoralized people. And isn't that what great leadership is all about? Whether you're in business, education, healthcare, or any other field, your wall is about making a positive impact. Building your wall isn't going to be easy. There will be days when you feel like giving up, days when the opposition seems too strong or the task too big. That's when you need to remember Nehemiah's persistence. The wall was completed in just 52 days. That's less than 2 months to rebuild the walls of an entire city. How? Because everyone had a mind to work. Incredible things happen when you can inspire that kind of commitment and unity. So, what's your wall? What's that big, audacious goal that seems almost impossible? Maybe it's turning around a struggling department at work. Perhaps it's launching a non-profit to address a need in your community. Or it could be rebuilding trust in a broken relationship. Whatever it is, remember Nehemiah. Remember that with vision, teamwork, adaptability, and persistence, you can overcome opposition and achieve amazing things. Here's a challenge for you. Take a moment right now to identify your wall. What's that one thing you know needs to be done, but you've been hesitating to start? Write it down. Then, think about who you need on your team to make it happen. Remember, you're not just building a wall. You're building something that can change lives, including your own. So, are you ready to be a modern-day Nehemiah? Are you ready to face opposition, build your team, and create something incredible? The time to start is now. We'd love to hear about your walls. What challenges are you facing? How are you building your team and overcoming opposition? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need a little Nehemiah-style inspiration today. Until next time, keep building, keep persevering, and remember, with the right vision and the right team, no wall is too high to climb.